Good afternoon. I'm Dan Godwin. President Obama will arrive here in Dallas in just a few hours. He'll be meeting with Governor Perry, Dallas Mayor Mike Rawlings, and other local leaders, as well as leaders in the faith community. They'll be talking about the immigration crisis at the U.S.-Mexico border. Fox 4's Latoya Silman joins us live with more on the president's visit. Latoya?
Well, Dan, the president is expected to arrive between 4 and 5 o'clock this evening. He will meet with Governor Rick Perry, local leaders, and members of the clergy, as you mentioned. But he still has no plans to visit the border while he's in the Lone Star State. Governor Perry, as well as some Democrats, have criticized that decision. President Obama asked Congress yesterday for $3.7 billion to cover border control costs, health services for children, and more immigration judges. The plan is to speed up the deportation process for adults by increasing the capacity of immigration courts and increase the prosecution of smuggling networks. The White House says the money would also pay for increased surveillance at the border and help Central America deal with border crossers. Earlier today, Dallas County Commissioner Clay Jenkins says that he hopes politics will be put aside at today's meeting.
I know the governor to be a compassionate person, and so I want us to put down our partisan labels and focus on the fact that these are precious children of God, and that they're made in God's image. They're here, they're scared, they're alone. Let's all work together.
Like Judge Jenkins, Pastor Freddie Haynes has traveled to the border and witnessed conditions firsthand. He will also be at today's meeting with the president.
The president is looking for our input as people of faith as it relates to what do we do in this humanitarian crisis, because as far as I'm concerned, as I've communicated, this calls for a humane response. Our nation is better than just throwing children back into a burning house.
Dallas County residents who showed up to Commissioner's Court Tuesday largely agreed, but there were some who begged county leaders not to move forward with the plan to bring thousands of unaccompanied children into the county at the end of the month. President Obama is expected to speak after today's meeting. Then he's scheduled to leave Dallas for Austin tonight. His trip there includes campaign fundraisers and an economic speech. Dan?
All right. Thanks, Latoya. A University of Texas student will introduce the president at the Paramount Theater during his time in Austin. Tomorrow, the president will deliver remarks on the economy. The student, 20-year-old Kinsey Button, says she's always been interested in politics. Just after Christmas, she wrote to the president about jobs and education. Well, as Latoya reported, while in Texas, President Obama does not have plans to visit the U.S.-Mexico border. Texas Republican Senator John Cornyn isn't happy about that.
It would help him get outside of the bubble that all presidents get in, but this president seems just determined to be tone deaf in terms of the human consequences of the policies that he himself has caused, and he should go there. Bipartisan support for that, and we've had bipartisan members of Congress go down there and see it for themselves, and the president should see what we saw. And I think then he would perhaps reconsider his decision not to do anything to solve the problem, but rather just to throw money at it.
Now, at a U.S. Senate hearing today, several administration officials, including the heads of FEMA and Customs and Border Protection, argued the administration is acting aggressively on multiple fronts. However, those officials say they are struggling to keep up with the number of immigrants at the border and acknowledged they've been overwhelmed as children show up by the tens of thousands. Now, 2,000 of those kids will be coming north to Dallas County, and that raises some public health concerns. The county's health director says the children are receiving medical treatment at border shelters before they come here, but there are concerns about contagious diseases like tuberculosis that are common in Latin America.
So right now we have no indication, we've not seen any reports that we should be concerned about any type of outbreak, but we're prepared and we'll be supportive of the federal government if needed.
The federal government is still deciding where to house the children. While their individual cases go through the court system, Dallas County offered 2 closed schools and a warehouse owned by Parkland Hospital. Fox 4 is covering the president's trip to Texas. You will find live reports here on air and updates online at myfoxdfw.com.